Jada is, no matter whose fault it is, Jada is Will's husband.
What?
That's the well, that's what we call a Freudian slip. So
Yes, yes. So I was kind of surprised with everything she said in that interview, man. I was quite surprised, and it it made me look at the whole situation a bit differently. I have
yeah.
to say, first of all, yeah. I think we need to realize that maybe
Well, maybe you can say what was your how did you look at a relationship before the interview?
I thought they were really together still, but after that interview, one thing I did was I went back to watch um, that Red Table Talk they did like 3 4 years ago,
Yeah.
and they said it during the show.
Did they?
They did, yo, dude. And now, in hindsight, you understand what they are saying.
So you
They
mean
were talking about being separated.
yeah.
Oh, they were really talking about not being together at that moment. So it seemed so the way you if you don't know the background, now we know the background. Now it's obvious that they were saying that they're not together anymore, but they weren't talking about it like
Like it was something of the
obviously.
past.
They were saying like if you understand what they were saying, then you would understand they're not together. But they said it. They said it back then. So I
Well,
think it's
the way I remember this, the way
wake
the
up.
what I remembered was that they did mention, and I haven't had a chance to rewatch it. To be honest, KR, I'm not gonna do that either. But when I saw the,
Guess I'm the only one preparing for the show, I guess.
I guess so. Well, someone needs to I mean, when you're the talent, I mean, anyway. So what I would say is oh yeah. So I do
The
recall that
talent is
the
always the one who's not getting paid as well. You know that, right?
who gets paid,
The producer.
the producer. Well, I guess I'm getting the short end. I mean, but what I recall is that they did mention the fact that they were separated, but it seemed as though they were talking about something that happened back then. But maybe you would logically, I mean, I think
Because
when
the
someone
facade
when
is
someone's
a facade, as some people would say, a facade.
okay, yeah. I mean, if you see two people who are, you know that they're married, right? And you see them together at shows and at carpets, certain events, and you see them sitting at the red table talking about something that happened in the past, and you see the reaction on Will's face, and they end the show with "We ride together, we die together, bad marriage for life."
Yeah, yeah,
They're talk you. I mean, the last thing it's. I mean, you wouldn't assume that they're living apart.
yeah. But the thing is, I watched it back, and it all felt like a puzzle together. It really. I was watching. I was like, oh shit! They were really saying that. First of all, they were talking about the fact, and I'm gonna talk about. I think we should also talk about their relationship in a different light, because I think everyone has been looking at this a bit differently, a bit
Mhm.
wrong. But to go back to the red table, she was talking about what's the guy's name? August. August was asking for permission, but she said she's the only one who can give permission, not Will. All that stuff, like they weren't together when it happened. They were already separated. He talked about not being together, not ever talking to her after being separated. It's, I mean, it's just, I think,
Will said it.
Yeah, Will said it. He didn't think he would have to talk to her again. So I think it was, we didn't just get the signs, and now she's putting the bad sign out. Like
Yeah.
it
But
guys, it's been over. What are you talking about? And I think it had to do with the slap as well, because people were blaming her for the slap, her toxicity, which she has in it, because she's talking
she,
about healing during that. It- it- they are both toxic people. I'll just say that.
yeah.
They are both toxic people, and I think the interesting thing about this whole relationship is that maybe we've been looking at Will, all because we know Will since a young actor, right? He's been playing all those cool characters. We know him on screen as the cool guy, but maybe he's just a Russell Wilson of actors. Maybe he is just a Russell Wilson of actors.
I think he's worse, to be honest.
I thought I went left, but I guess I didn't went left enough.
I think so. Um, I think what you mentioned is true. There is a toxicity aspect, and it's heavy. They say that people that laugh a lot oftentimes have a lot of pain. Uh, and Will laughs a lot, and he
Damn,
laughs hard.
that means I'm empty from the inside. Then
Yeah, I mean it's because you're suffering. To be honest, one thing that I wondered, I mean, let's go back. Hindsight is always 2020, but I did used to wonder how is it possible to have a marriage when Jada was doing her thing with the Red Table Talk, and Will was traveling all over the world doing dangerous things. Remember, he reached 50
uh-huh.
and he
Uh-huh.
went skydiving and climbed the highest tower in the world. And I was
Doing
like,
a lot of stuff in Dubai.
yeah. And
Why
I
is
was
he in
like
Dubai?
diving in the deep the pool. You know which one I'm talking about, right? The
Yeah,
indoor
yeah,
pool,
in Dubai. Yeah, in Dubai. Yeah.
trying to drown his sorrows. So I was like, okay, how can how can you have a marriage and be separated like that? But the other side of me was like, maybe it's, I mean, first of all, it's Hollywood, and Hollywood is always different. Second of all, I think that when you're young, you want to do everything together. But as you get older, some people become more independent, maybe. And I mean, it's not like Will has always had a busy schedule, acting, etc. Jada as well, acting once every 2 years. So it's like, okay, you have, they're accustomed to it. So I was downplaying it, but I was shocked when I heard this news. It did make me, to be honest, I still can't place everything. I do think that Will is a that relationship has all the characteristics
Hostage
female of
situation.
a female dom and a male sub,
I think it's a hostage situation, man.
a hostage. Well, who's well, if it's a hostage, it seems as though the way Jada was talking, it seemed as though Will didn't want to divorce. That's what it seems like.
It seems like that
But
to
that's
me
but that's
too.
her side, and
That's her side, yes,
Jada
of
has
course. But if you
Jada.
look,
Let
oh,
me
sorry.
just finish this. So Jada has been known to throw Will under the bus for her growth. It seems as though she's jealous of him. So I do want to hear what Will has to say, but I do feel like um, Jada has that. Jada, I wouldn't. Jada has that she's been doing it for a couple of while, and maybe it's resentment as well towards Will, Because if Will doesn't want her to go, let's say her story is true, and Will doesn't want her to go, then I can imagine the resentment.
She's trying to
Of,
cut the umbilical cord, man.
well, then she should just get a divorce.
But if he
She,
doesn't want to,
but then she just has to get a divorce. Because let's be honest too, I don't. Jada is, no matter whose fault it is, Jada is Will's husband.
what?
That's the well, that's what we call a Freudian slip. So
Hey, yo, hey, yo.
I meant to say Will's wife.
I didn't know you had so much inside information. RJ with the inside information. Dude, turn off
I
your
don't know.
alarm, man.
Oh yeah, I
What
have.
the heck?
You know me, man. I've had Samsung for a while, and now I have some troubles with the iPhone. But yeah, it seems. But she is.
Hey,
I
Jay.
guess I guess there's some truth in it, but I think that she is she likes that position too, and I think that's the toxicity in it, because she doesn't want to be with Will. Will doesn't want to get divorced. That's what it seems like.
Tactics.